Good morning, students. Last class, in the first chapter of chemistry, some basic concepts of chemistry, we have finished with the classification of matter, the physical classification as well as the chemical classification of matter. Now in this session, we will be starting with the measurement of properties of matter. You know that chemistry is the study of the structure, properties and composition of matter. So now we are doing the measurement of properties of matter. The properties of matter can be classified as physical properties and chemical properties. Now first of all, we will be doing what are physical properties. The properties that can be measured or studied without changing the identity of a substance is called a physical property. Again, I am repeating, the properties that can be measured or studied without changing the identity of a substance is called physical property. Now, if suppose I have got this wooden block and we measure its length, then after I measure the length of this wooden block, will there be any change in the wooden block? No. So length is your physical property. Suppose I weigh this wooden block, then will there be any change in it? No. So mass is a physical property. If I say what is the color of this block and you say it is dark brown, light brown, whatever, then it is also a physical property. So length, breadth, mass, density, boiling point, melting point, all these are physical properties which can be measured or studied without changing the identity of a substance. That means after we measure these properties, there will be no change in the substance. They will remain same. Now we come to the chemical properties. Now what are chemical properties? The properties that can be measured or observed only when a chemical reaction occurs. And when a chemical reaction occurs, the identity of substance changes. The identity of substance changes. Again, I am repeating. When you want to study the chemical property of any substance, then a chemical reaction needs to take place. That means a chemical change. When a chemical change occurs, the identity of a substance changes. For example, I need to study the property of iron. Suppose I have a piece of iron. I want to study its chemical properties. So in order to study the chemical property of iron, I will react it with some other substance. Suppose I react it with H2SO4. We will find that it will form FeSO4 and hydrogen gas is liberated. Can you see the identity of iron has changed? Iron has changed from iron to ferrous sulfate. H2SO4, sulfuric acid, there is no more sulfuric acid. The identity of a substance has changed. We have got hydrogen gas. So such properties are called as chemical properties. Mainly in chemistry, we will be studying the chemical properties in the chapters to follow. So now we are mainly focusing on the physical properties. Now, the result of any scientific measurement is a physical quantity. Right? During the scientific process, if you are measuring anything, any substance is given, we are measuring its melting point. The result obtained is some temperature. That is a physical property. Suppose I am measuring the mass of any substance, that is again a physical property, or we can say it is a physical quantity. So what is a physical quantity? It is the result of measurement. When I measure anything, maybe it is mass, maybe it is density, maybe it is boiling point, maybe it is melting point, then all these are the physical quantities. In order to measure a physical quantity, you require two things: a numerical coefficient and a unit. In order to measure a physical quantity, you require two things. First is numerical coefficient and the other is unit. Numerical coefficient, what do we mean by numerical coefficient? Numerical coefficient means a number. Any number, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe in decimals, that is a numerical coefficient. And what is unit? Unit is the standard of reference chosen to measure any physical quantity. Again, I am repeating. To measure a physical quantity, you require two things: numerical coefficient, that is a number, and unit. What is unit? Standard of reference chosen to measure any physical quantity. What do you mean by the standard of reference? Suppose I make this line and I have to measure the length of this line. But I don't have any scale, I don't have any inchy tape, I don't have any measuring instrument. Now how do I measure? I take this pen as a reference and I measure the length like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. So what I can say, what is the length of this line? It is 4.5 pens. I can measure it with my hand also, like this. All of you must have done some or the other time in your life with a hand. 1, 2, 3, nearly 3 hands. So your hand is a reference, pen is a reference. So all these are what? They are units of measurement. But they are not the standard units, because my hand, this is my hand, somebody else's hand, the length may be less. Pen, if I change the pen, maybe it is equal to 5 pens. If the pen is shorter, if the pen is longer, it may be 6 pens. So we need certain standard units. Different systems of units were given from time to time. You must have heard of MKS system, CGS system. But we will be discussing about the present system that we are using most commonly in scientific measurements, and that is SI system of units. That is SI units. Now, what do you mean by SI units? The full form for SI units is Systeme International de Units. This is the full form for SI units. It is a French name and this is the full form. In English, we call it International System of Units. International System of Units. According to this system of units, there are 7 basic units. So let us see what are the 7 basic units. The 7 basic units, the first of them is mass. Mass is measured in kilogram. The SI unit of mass is kg. Again I am repeating, the SI unit system consists of 7 basic units. The first one is mass, the unit is kg. The second is length, the unit is meter. Third is time, measured in second. Fourth is temperature, measured in Kelvin. Fifth, luminous intensity, measured in the unit candela, symbol CD. Then we have current. Current is measured in ampere. And last, amount of substance is measured in mole. So these are the 7 basic SI units of the 7 physical quantities. These 7 are the physical quantities and these are the basic units in which they are measured. However, the units of many other physical quantities exist. So units of other physical quantities are derived from these 7 basic units. And these will be called as derived units. The derived units we are going to do in the next session. Thank you.